Dear friends, I've been very busy in the last few days, which is why I've not made a video since the weekend. On the weekend, the CIA in America, who run Facebook under a man called Zuckerberg, blocked my videos, and I've still got them up there so that I can show you what I was revealing about Queen Maxima of the Netherlands business details, when for loyalty from the Dutch mafia, for the Dutch mafias, they were able to block my video. I've left the Facebook pages up there, and this is a song sung by a man called Jolson, who I'm going to introduce you to this video with. And Jolson was born Asa Jolson on May the 26th, 1986, and his family, that must be 1886 I think, and his family left Russia when he was a child, the son of a cantor. Do you get that in Jewish religion from Russia? If I were a rich man called Asa Jolson. He first sang about America being down the Swanny in 1920, and then he sang it again in a context that is now called the Rhapsody in Blue. Yeah, that's the blue and white Roman Empire joke that is the Uncle Remus joke in America. Yeah, that's all of the black man and all of the slavery issues and all of the over there songs sung by Jolson and James Cagney. Yeah, and all the war dead, and all of it is the same joke. So do you get it? They made one in 1920, just after World War I was over, and they made one in 1945, and now, thanks to my research at 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock this morning, sorry, 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock this morning, when the sun was just beginning to peep over the horizon, I've now managed to suss out the whole of Leon Panetta, Hillary Clinton, George W. Bush, George Herbert Poppy Bush, and all of their links to the news media and the mafias and the biggest companies in America. Yeah, the biggest healthcare company in America gets its money by treating the veterans in the American war campaigns, and that is Homeland Security in everybody else's country. Forget what the name of the company is. And I've just played myself the Pillsbury Doughboys, because on the list of the leading Freemasons and the massive university warmongers that are the skull and bones people from Yale University, you have a man with the name Pillsbury in his lineage, and that launches a little cookie doll. Okay, so let me just play you some music and I'll show you how cynical this is. This is where America has now gone, and I can tell you the names of every one of the European officials that have led the Indians to their deaths and then led their country down the Swanny. And the last video I made on Saturday on the Facebook themes that are blocked has never been made again, because that was blocked in the process. It was blocked before I could even copy it to my computer hard disk. Only 1 kilobyte of information for a 1 hour 20-minute video. And the James Bond ads are cropping up everywhere. So this is the Rhapsody in Blue celebration about the white man dressed as a black man benefiting from all of the great conflict that killed 50 million of their citizens.
Oh yeah, I see you're working at last.
In the car, but I'm understudying a part.
You'll get parts if I have to write them for you.
And all of it interlocks. Lee Remick is the actress in the Damien movie. Yeah, and I believe the whole of the demonization of all of the satanic rituals is just to cover the financial crimes, and I've got huge insight into that in only 3 hours last night. There's the website that I've now discovered, and there's a whole list of tabs: Committee for Foreign Relations, commissions, councils for this, that and the other all over Europe, the Swiss ones, the Brookings ones, the Kissinger links, the presidential links, Nelson Rockefeller, Skull and Bones, and the cover of even the presidential secretaries. That is the Dana Milbank joke, yeah, and that is Dana Perino, one of the goddesses that is flawed when she makes her press releases. Yeah. And all of them have given the game away on that website. Okay, so down the Swanny goes the whole of the USA, led by the Freemasonic presidents, and I've got all their names all listed now. And that's why Marilyn Monroe is in the elite families, because her relatives were the Monroe president. Here you go, the celebration of the war dead by the man from Russia, demonized by FDR. Sorry, for obvious reasons my computer is behaving extremely slowly since I visited all of the Homeland Security sites last night. So the tabs read: Henry Kissinger, Kissinger Associates Limited, McClarty Associates, Walter B. Kissinger, James G. Kissinger, Nancy Kissinger, Council for Foreign Relations, Commission on Global Governments, Council for the Future of Europe, CFE, 25th February 2016. You know what Brexit are talking about this week. The Swiss connections, the massive councillors on the global missions. Swiss is neutral in every war. That's why it's such a triumph for the profiteers from the elite families on all the continents who come together in all the wars, and they still will not let me clear that image of that man taking the piss out of all of the war dead. And you can see the women prostrate themselves, like they do in the videos for Celine Dion when she's singing about all of her eternal blessings, with the whole image of the globe owned by her and her bloodlines. That's the Canadian connection. Blessedly, because I've exposed Stephen Harper as a massive criminal in the munitions and the aircraft industry, he's only got a tiny transcript on there now, and that tab there is the residues of the Rothschilds. Hundreds and hundreds of directorates, including this one with Royal Dutch Shell. And that is Royal Dutch Shell with one of the Royal Dutch Shell PLC, and with the Rothschilds in charge of it. And there is the group, Royal Dutch Shell Group. I'd better keep my camera away. That's Royal Dutch Shell Group. We've still not cleared the image of Mammy Al Jolson. Shell Transport Trading, Royal Dutch Petroleum Company, leadership and staff, Nathaniel Mayer, Victor Rothschild. third Baron Rothschild. Yeah, the American connection. I will not tell you the name of the website because they'll shut it down really quickly, but I've got them blown to bits now. Okay, it's very likely that this video will fail to process because they are now sitting with their legs akimbo waiting for the war crimes accusations to come up the rear. Okay, and I dare not show you that thingy close up. I'm going to first show you the Facebook things and then shut this down after about 20 minutes because the Facebook things are on the Dutch mafias and they link to this intimately. The next video I make is on the American treason and the selling of all of that country and its politics to the elite families that run Europe through all of these great conflicts. Yet Hillary and all of them are still running for president today. But Panetta and all the Kissinger issues are now things of the past since I started to expose them, yeah, when my wife started to get disloyal in the name of the European master races that have taken over the whole of the globe. Yeah, and the jokes about slavery and the joke about Uncle Remus is quite racist. Yeah, and you can see it's very bad thing to do to dress up as a black man in this day and age, especially, yeah, Gone with the Wind was made in 1939 as a prediction that this is going to be down the Swanny at the end of the campaign. Yeah, that's the 39 steps in England. Everything is a massive joke for them. And it's really interesting to see the okay, they're not going to let me use that one, so let's forget using that one. I'll have to make the video on the Facebook. So do you get the picture? I was listing, and I listed on Saturday, that is now 5 days ago, the holdings of the Royal Dutch Company that is Queen Maxima's interests in Kleinwerk Benson. I forget the first word on the Kleinwerk Benson. My mate Jack Benson, who's a Kiwi and used to be an archaeologist in Syria, yeah, and taught me all about neuroscience in Switzerland. He is now an art treasures specialist. Do you get the picture? All of my friends through all of my life, and he's told me on Facebook that because of my outspoken activities I'm highly likely to get sued by people like him. Bring it on, Jack Benson, the Kiwi who carried the umbrella everywhere he goes, and I understand that joke in every movie they make, and that's Bing Crosby and the man Hope. And the man Hope is one of the most efficient insider traders of all, because he's got a super memory like my wife. Yeah, they are the most potent people. They tour the world when the world's at war, and they're able to bring the Freemasonic messages home, yeah, to all of the leaders of those corrupted countries, who are all on the Anglo-American, French profiteering sides, and that is now the whole of the G8. And Mussolini and the dictators in Italy are allowed to change sides like the Russians. Yeah, only the Russians in the pinstripe suits. And that movie is still playing. Can you see? Did you see him move slightly to the right? Yeah, this is a huge lurch of America to the right. Same with the slaving wars. That's the Gone with the Wind joke. Right then, so we're not going to get any satisfaction waiting for Facebook to appear on there at that rate. So maybe I should not put it in the window in case they zap it again. Okay, so I'll put the other computer on and I'll show you what Leon Panetta does, and then how that links to the biggest healthcare companies in the world in America that I've never heard of, that then put the prosthetic limbs on the veterans. And all of them are running for president again. Right now. Oh, it's begun to move under threatening gestures. There's the Facebook pages that were blocked on the weekend. There's the Birmingham woman who's got the police husband called Clive of India and still wants me sectioned. Yeah, the whole lot of them are so shallow, it's incredible. And all of them come to live, to be my neighbours, so that they can surveil me. Right then. So, let's have a wee look at the Facebook pages, because I'd like to do the American treason in a very coordinated way. So let's have a wee look at what I exposed on the weekend. Okay, yeah, and this one, all of it is that's the composer, and that is the same jokes as George and what's her name, Magritte, walking their God after the war. Yeah, they have no fear of the gods in the heavens at that time. And I don't know why this story has been deferred this long, because it's quite easy to see through what they do and why they do it. Entirely for profit and the dismemberment of every country that they become the political leaders of. Alex Salomon. Okay. So this is 77. That's the number of communicants that have communicated with me up to the point on Saturday morning when all of this was blocked. Yeah, because my video was blocked in the processing stage. Okay, so, and that one we've caught up with already, and that says, "Dear friends." Oh, here we go. Oh, and it's got it. John Patterson has managed to infiltrate this since all of the stuff. And the Pandora's box story is the story about Wellesley Wood, and I've got his interlocks. That's the Duke of Wellington at Waterloo. I've got his interlocks to the Rothschild family on that computer last night. That's Hannah Rothschild, my one true love. Okay, Peter Green was not invited by me to be my friend again. Okay, that's John Patterson, and look, it just dobs all over my website. Yeah, and all of it, that's the Know Nothings. Matt Taylor, Anne Brand, Lillian Ritchie, Peter Bromfield, all of them are paid by the government. David Veitch is a local man from Alnwick. Yeah, he's a slave to the Duke of Northumberland, and all of it is the owners of the world, right back to when John Patterson was paterculus. Okay, and Pete Green was one of my rugby playing mates in the Aylesbury team. Yeah, and all of it just rolls on and on and on. And there's Rebecca, the German goddess, yeah, the one who got struck by lightning on the riverbank, and she came with her husband, the MP for Blackpool. Okay, so none of my comments that were on there on Saturday are still on there, even although that has not been refreshed. But my computer, just before I made this video, was crashed and refreshed. Yeah, and these were the sites on Google that were revitalised. Okay, so Peter Green's all over it. He's not my friend on Facebook, according to me. And all of it is trivia. Italian mafia money laundering in Battersea, London. Okay, UK Indomedia. Indomedia was one of my contacts in all of that time. Yeah, and that's the same as the Cockneys in London, being the Know Nothings through all of world history. Okay, and she's a Sinatra, and she knows what I'm going to expose about Sinatra and all of the deviancy. Yeah, that's the big Bob Hope and all of the men in the tuxedos who commit the human sacrifices. Yeah, and they meet the devil every 26 to 28 years. None of this was being talked about on the weekend, and none of that was posted until my computer was frozen. Yeah, so that's the Facebook thing. Yeah, that meant that I could not communicate with anybody, and on the weekend I made an hour-long video on that, just showing the thing circling as my post on the Dutch monarchies and the links to Hitler's banks. Yeah, just kept circling around, okay? So, very little point in continuing with that, I think, because it's not the same issues. Okay, so this is the stuff that got it blocked, okay? Dear friends, not many people know this. Christine Lagarde, who's head of the IMF, Gordon Little, who's the Duke of Roxburgh's factor, David Welsh and Grant Lees, who's my son, yeah, in the debt pool now. But Britain now charges £66,000 for an honours degree that David Cameron got for free. The new Dutch Queen works for a company that funded Hitler Rothschild, and her name is Queen Maxima Zorgetti Cerruti. The company's directors are all actually corporations, and David Cameron and Channel 4 News, who are revealing the Brexit threat. You should see what I found there. And who's responsible for the running of Europe. Okay? And Channel 4 News, who are revealing the Brexit threat to Europe's mafias' togetherness, should know that the Channel Islands, at least on the eastern side of the Atlantic, actually belong to Britain. Miss Christine Lagarde, I love you dearly and can help you with your varicose veins too. David Welsh, might you give me a character reference? I am thinking of applying to Commoner Kate for a job in her new news media organisation, and I watched Nymphomaniac 2 last night, so I dare not approach Gwyneth Paltrow, who is being stalked by a 17-year-old sex maniac. All of the news is false, yet except for the director numbers that I tried to release 5 days ago, when Facebook blocked me totally out of America, yeah, and all of the English subsidiaries of that. Every one of the politicians 1 year ago was running Facebook pages. Paul Wheelhouse, Callum Kerr, John Lamont, none of them have Facebook pages anymore. Can you guess the reason for that? Yeah, because open communication is very dangerous for the mafia, okay? None of their hyperlinks seem to work, but Derek Halliday might one day be able to fish the Tweed for free. Yeah, the Tweed anglers are now beginning to see the might of my campaign, and because they are contacts of mine, and they've been contacts of mine through all of my sectioning threat, yeah, they now know that I'm on the verge of the position of freeing them from the English tyranny. Yeah, all of the ownership of the Scottish rivers is out of Alnwick and Northumberland. Yeah, and all of them are loyal, and the names of those people are the Millers, and the Millers are in the Council for Foreign Relations, the Skull and Bones warmongering, and they are some of the current members. Yeah, they're called the Milfords. All of them are interlocking jokes. Okay, anyway, David Cameron and Anders Cameron, these are Queen Maxima, Hitler's and your government's deepest secrets. Grant Lees, please do not watch the Nymphomaniac movies. It may teach you how to be free of your debt pool by coercion, but the blindness risk is very real. Okay, all of what they do in government, in the newspapers, is now so trivial that they've launched a mosque into the EastEnders cast. Yeah, the very week that we continue to demonise the terrorists who are in the government buildings, and you should see what Leon Panetta did. Dick Cheney and all of the people, Donald Rumsfeld, all of them have got their details, their corporate registrations, and how much they make from stealing from the American citizens. I doubt that this video will upload. Okay, and I'm communicating with the Hoik Pipe Band and all of the people that get led to their death by Charles Guthrie and his friends in the Walter Scott Society for all those years. Yet the Selkirk Pipe Band have been shut up. by Kev Drummond, who's maybe placed a gagging order on them too. Okay, so just one more look at what, and let's have a look at Queen Maxima's registrations, because I just posted them all. Okay, Kleinwort Benson, Channel Islands Corporate Services Limited, acting in its capacity as trustee of Redleaf 6 Property Unit Trust LLP, United Kingdom flag, at Castlegate Shopping Centre LLP. Okay, loads and loads of them. The Channel Islands is in David Cameron's constituency. Yeah, it's David Cameron's European gate post. Okay, Kleinwort Benson Guernsey, Kleinwort Benson Channel Islands, Kleinwort Benson Jersey, United Kingdom flag Munir LLP, United Kingdom, registered 13th June 2006 as a fucking director, not a business. Okay, so, and there are hundreds of them, which is why they got really embarrassed. Okay, inactive New Zealand Star Limited, United Kingdom, 1974 to 2015, or sorry, to 1999. Kleinwort Benson Limited, and this is just the company that the new Dutch Queen works for. Yeah, that's why she's the new Dutch Queen. She's really beautiful. Yeah, and all of it is the same story. Right now, let's see what the third one was. This may be the one that they would not allow me to post, but because all of Peter Green's pathetic activities, yeah, he's the one that talks to Russia Today, now makes radio programmes. When I met him, he did not even know who his MP was. Yeah, and he's become a friend of the McConnells, and when you look for the McConnell menace, all through that computer and all through that transcript, it becomes obvious that there is no news media anywhere in the world, Commoner Kate, that tells the truth about anything that the politicians or the monarchy do to the people. Okay? Dear Pippa and Guy in his care, 10th Duke of Roxburgh, Gwyneth Paltrow, Daniel Lineker, regarding that character reference for the job application, yeah, I've made several little videos with the Lothian and Borders Police, and I'm prepared to visit Chipping Norton. See more. That's the company officers with Kleinwort Benson now. Yeah, that's the registered directorates. Can you see why they're a little bit sensitive? David Cameron, do the Brexit people work on a Sunday? If so, that may become a serious moral issue. Okay, I think I'm going to stop now and make the other video on that computer. Yeah, this is relatively trivial. It's because I've discovered the Royal Dutch connections. Yeah, and there's the people that post on my site. Vicky Harper, that's Stephen Harper, the Prime Minister in Canada, yeah, who runs the Jewish religion, yeah, who runs the munitions profiteering in the aircraft industry, and he's the most innocent one on that saga that I discovered at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, and that's the connection to Chrétien. Nothing on the business register for Chrétien or the other retired prime ministers that are in the elite bloodlines with Celine Dion, the Canadian goddess, and Shania Twain, the Canadian goddess. Okay, yeah, Hillary Clinton is from the Channel Islands region of France. Yeah, she's a massive fraudster, and I've got all of the directorial details of all of the people that are in the Clinton global warming scam, and almost all of America's politics are making money out of global warming, which is the acts of God in response to their evil behaviours. Okay, and this is the point where I started to upload a new video, and that has clearly been blocked by the reloading of these sites. Okay, so and thank you to the Duke of Roxburgh's staff who continue to come and talk to me. The Duke of Roxburgh is not ill at all, according to the stories that others have told me. Okay, the Duke of Roxburgh has said that he will give me some time, yet but because he's in the risky place that all of the Knights of Malta are, yeah, they're the people that keep this going all around the world. Yeah, that's why he's allowed to use the label Guy Jesus Care, Ineos Care, and they're allowed to take the piss eternally out of the ordinary working people all around them. Okay, and they're allowed to cast the children of innocence into £1,000 debt pools so that they can never have a life. That's the way the government run the world now. Okay, I'm going to stop there and see if this video processes. Yeah, that's Christine Lagarde. All of it is the same story as the Scottish politicians. Kenny McCaskill, the woman with the Jenny Mara, yeah, all of the politicians in the SNP, Helen Wallace, yeah, all of them were paid to desert Scotland in the referendum. Helen Wallace lives on Arran, and you should see the massive mansions on Arran. Yeah, it's the Aryan jerseys for Shania Twain, and all of the joke about the ownership of the world through all of its history. So, and it's really funny, yeah, when you can make movies like Al Jolson did, yeah, as a defector from Russia. It's the same story with Marlene Dietrich. I've been putting that into your throats for weeks and weeks and weeks, and all of them transit across the world profiteering, and then they become, like Margaret Hodge née Oppenheimer, the heads of the investigative parties for the governments that they totally dismember all around the world. Okay, so nice to hear from you again, Peter Green. Don't you trouble with me anymore with your time. You're totally pathetic. Like Gwyneth Paltrow and all of the vents for the cover-ups of all of these heinous financial crimes, yeah, and all of the intel is horrific. Yeah, all of it is horrific. They've got tier after tier after tier of intel. Yeah. Okay, so did you get that? Nathaniel Mayer Victor Rothschild, 3rd Baron Rothschild, is the boss at Royal Dutch Petroleum Company. Yeah, and his partner, I don't know whether or not this is a genuine death for natural causes in his bed, but Henry Wilhelm August Detterding, General Manager of Royal Dutch Shell, died. Yeah, and that is in the news. Yeah, and that is another one of those European elites. Henry Wilhelm, have you heard that name? The August, yeah? When September ends joke. When they meet with the devil every 26 to 28 years, it's when August ends. Yeah, it's the beginning of September, and that is the Green Day jokes, and that is the Rothschild ownership. Nathaniel Mayer Victor Rothschild of 3rd Baron Rothschild, research coordinator for Royal Dutch Petroleum Company. And suddenly the Detterding is disappeared. Don't know whether or not those instructions were given by the devil. Okay, let's finish with Al. And we could show you, so that's Al Jolson, Swanny, Rhapsody in Blue, When the Wars Ended. Okay, we take it back, and you can see that you've got the options. And guess what he sings in the middle? Okay, he sings over there. Oh no, he doesn't. That's Al Jolson, the whiteboard representative. No, sorry, it's James Cagney. Okay, I'm going to stop and see if this processes, and then I'm going to make the bigger exposures. And remember, if you're in the Dutch mafias, that I've got 6 days work on you backed up now, and that's all coming out before the end of this weekend. Okay, so do you get it? Yeah, one before the war, one after World War I, one after World War II. Same for Gone with the Wind. But that's in the lead up. That's the 39 steps to, and all of it for them is huge celebration. And let me remind you of the Uncle Remus stuff. Yeah, you would not get away with it today because it's politically incorrect. Okay? It's got Brer Rabbit in it. It's got Winston Churchill's icon for all of the war dead being the poor. Yeah? And the blacks and the slaves, and all of them are in front of the gun, and all of them are behind the gun, because that's the only way that they have learned to run the world and to keep the people in their place. Okay, here he comes. Brer Rabbit, the tar trap, yeah? All of the jokes about the black man. Uncle Remus, Tar Baby, tells how Brer Rabbit was too smart for Mr. Fox. His name is Harris, the Aryan master race, Rolf, the owners of Butlins, yeah, and the inquest chairs at Nuremberg. And all of it is now on the Hollywood movies as the man, Paterculus, is famous for being the Pater Noster joke, and John Patterson has explained how his relative was the head of the Bank of England. Yet it's the same joke as he and Gordon Bowden share on Wellesley Wood being the Duke of Wellington. And that's the Four Corners video that they keep telling us about. The whole world has been stolen by sleazy gits like these. And Field McConnell, with all the respect that all of the world has for him. Yeah? And that's the first killing in the Bible, Abel Danger.
He don't know nothing about it, and he had no business mixing up with him in the first place. Did you never hear that thing?
Not yet, Elizabeth.
Oh, then me a celebration. I sure have told you about that. Well, sir, once upon a time, not your time, nor yet my time, but one time, I was going fishing. And I was just thinking how the flowers and critters in his curious face, they can look in your heart and tell when you sing. If it's whistling a tune or singing a song, they're all...
So that hanging off his fishing rod is a paternoster. Yeah, John Paternoster. Yeah, right back into the Roman Bible fraud. Gets a bit touchy when I talk about that all of the time.
Say howdy when you come along. Good morning. Good morning, girl.
And can you remember when Gordon Bowden and John Patterson and I first talked to Jim Fetzer? Yeah, every one of those interviews had to be curtailed because Barack Obama was speaking. Yeah, the Able Danger team know that Saturo, that is Barack Obama, who went to school with Field McConnell, are in the same team. Yeah, and I cannot reveal the name of the website that has given me all of the truths, but it is a joke about the family group that Field McConnell and his sister share all of the time. Okay, the joke is now in my hands. It will become public before the end of the day, if they let me live that long. What I discovered last night is really dangerous. what Leon Panetta has done to the world, and the Council for Foreign Relations and the Brookings Institutes. I've got all of their names now. Yeah, that's why all of the presidential candidates should be cast into jail before yeah, the people get robbed blind and sent to another conflict out of the EastEnders programme in London. Yeah, that's the East London joke in the Boer War. And all of it becomes musical entertainment out of Hollywood. And remember, the Civil War is to emancipate him.
Oh, good morning, Miss Nellie.
Yeah, that's Dame Nellie Melba, the yellow Australian linkage. Okay, all of it is a massive piss take.
Pretty good, sure as you're born. But don't stop, be sure to come down. Penny knock is a penny pound. Now how do you know it best? Just for that and tit for tat.
That's their Lagos the Rabbit, Iago, St. James, Santiago in Chile, the world's biggest earthquake, the world's biggest piss take, and the gods know the whole story inside out.
Fine, how are you? How you come on? Pretty good, sure as you're born. Stop jumping, Bear Rabbit, you'll run out of breath. Why don't you sit down and calm yourself?
Well, the grandfather, Joe. So to be pleased. I do what I like and I suit me.
I don't know where you gonna fetch up at. I surely don't. How do you do?
Why, how are you? How you come on? Pretty good, sure as you're born.
The weather's good, the fish is fine. Now what do you do with all your time?
Oh, I laid in the bag, I threw to the floor. That's what.
So, the fences are the Clooney Abbey joke. Yeah, when I used to have chewing gum, you used to get little pictures of all of the war dead in the Civil War in America. Those fences are typical. That is the Cross Keys icon for false religion. Yeah, and here's the black man celebrating the launch of all of the world ownership by Lagos the Rabbit out of the Egyptian pharaoh bloodlines and into the era of Alexander the Great. All through human history it's a piss take about the genocides and the slavery, and the Dutch colonists have still got the director numbers for the slavery. That's FDR, the man who started World War II, and you should see what I've got on him in there. Yeah, next episode, if they let me live that long.
Jackson, that's the note. How you do?
Fine, how are you?
How you come on? Pretty good, sure as you're born.
Why not, Brer Rabbit, better mend your ways. You set for trouble one of these days. Born if that rabbit is wasting your breath.
Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself.
Doggone, that Brer Rabbit is sure cautious. He sure is. You mark my words.
Do you now understand the meaning of dog gone? Do you understand the meaning of dog gone? No God. Yeah, we're cleverer than them. We will kill all of God's innocent worshippers in every great conflict, and we will take the piss out of them in every menagerie that we can think of. And all of our greatest treasonous leader teams are buried in Frogmore. And they still own us, but we don't give a monkey about our integrity, because we're in the Masons and we were sent here to do this to our country. Every American president smokes the Peasel pipe. Pater Noster. Yeah, all of it. I've now got them tracked. Yeah, all of the plants that are put into the British political sector, all of it is the same story. Yeah, and the Swannys are cover for massive financial fraudsters in America. Like many of the names that are used in the Scottish government, it is just tragic. Okay, and all of the jokes about Man Friday, yeah, and sex on a Friday, and all of the fiction stories are just part of the same brutal joke. Okay, I'm going to stop there now. That is what I focus on in the next video. Leon Panetta, yeah, but George W. Bush, and the naming of his people, yeah, the naming of the secretary for George Herbert Poppy Bush was the same name as the Godfather's consigliere. Okay, more coming later if they let me have the freedom of speech. Okay, bye bye.